So do you hunt for sport and food, or just sport? Food?
Mostly food, I would say. I wouldn't kill for sport, it's not part of my interest really, but I mean, I shoot both in practice and hunting for food, I would say.
And Sweden is, I heard Sweden was pretty restrictive about guns. Is that incorrect?
No, that's not incorrect. If you compare to the States, I guess it's very strict. And every time it happens like a shooting or something in the world, they always back in Sweden try to go for the hunters, people who are following the law and have guns. They try to be stricter towards them, which is they trying to get the wrong people, you know.
You should go after the criminals.
Yes.
That's the same argument over here. Yeah, that's a valid argument, would you believe?
Yeah, in a way, yes, but I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't really interfere with the situation you have over here. I mean, you have to sort that yourself. I don't know what's best for you, and I mean,
I understand.
you sort your problem and I'll sort mine.
Now, are you, what is your preferred weapon of choice?
My preferred weapon of choice, I don't know the exact how I should use it. It's kind of traditional hunting rifle. I don't know the exact caliber, how to describe it in English. I only know the Swedish terms for it, you know.
And what would that be?
Yeah, studsare.
Okay. Cool. Now, Marduk is the sun god of Babylon. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And what led you to that name?
Actually, a lot of people have really misunderstood why we chose that name. It was meant as a mockery back in the day. Because Marduk is the god of light, and as everybody knows, we represent the complete opposite to that. So the name was meant as a mockery.
I see.
Which a lot of people really never understood or never even cared, because people usually don't reflect too much over things, it seems.
You think a lot of people just don't pay attention?
Yes.
Attention deficit disorder, even more so in our iPod generation, I think.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, people have more opportunities to check everything, but still they know less.
Do you sometimes look down at the crowd and see people on their iPods?
Not really, but I mean, if you see a big change, if I would compare it maybe back to the early 90s or whatever, people were getting into the shows. Now people are standing with cell phones, filming, taking photos. I mean, for me it's a strange way. If I go to a show, I want to have the action, the aggressive. I don't want to stand and film or take a photo and stand and watch the photo, but I mean, everybody's doing it differently, you know. Don't care too much. I'm there, first of all, for myself.
12 CDs, the first one was EP, Fuck Me Jesus.
It was actually a demo tape back in '91, which later was released as an EP.
Okay. Did that get did that outrage the general public back then to what you intended it to?
Yes, it did. It worked very well. And from then it's been moving on, forwards and forwards.
Now your new one is Serpent Sermon.
Correct. 12th full-length album, and it came out like spring 2012, and we've been more or less constantly on the road, marching across the world since the release of that album.
And this is your first album for Century Media.
Correct, but I mean, it is for Century Media, but we're still actually keeping my own label, Blood On Productions, which is distributed and marketed through Century Media, because we still want to have full control over what we do and full artistic freedom and control, you know. But I mean, still overall, Century Media, they know us from way back, you know, and they know how we work. And when we were sorting the deal with them, they knew how we work, and so we kind of had an agreement that they don't interfere with anything we do when it comes to music, concept, lyrics, and I don't interfere with the way they work with taking care of distribution. I mean, we all know what's best. I mean, they're good on what their thing, and we're good on our thing.
And now a lot of people, Japanese seem to always get an extra track. Have you prepared anything extra for the Japanese on this release?
I don't think we did so actually for this album. I think it's more or less the same all over the world, except for a limited edition, kind of a digibook version we did of the album, which came out in a few thousand copies, and it has a specific special track. But otherwise, there's no special tracks on any release in any parts of this world.
But in the past, that was not the case, though, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that Japan always wanted some special things, and I never really thought so much about it, but I don't know how many of our releases that really had special things, because we never even get those Japanese versions sometimes, you know. That's the way it worked.
For sure. Now, what is MAMMON? What's that an acronym for?
Yeah, it is, but I mean, I think everything in the message is really clear with the new album, so I think it's up to everybody to make up their own mind what it's really all about. I mean, it's a very straightforward album. There's no hidden agenda. I think the power is there and everything is very obvious, so if anybody gets connected with the music and just take the time to read the lyrics, it should really appear to them what it's all about.
And you have a new video, a really great video for Souls of Belial. Why did you pick that and not Mammon?
We could have picked any song because I think all the songs on the album Serpent Sermon is really reflective of the spirit and the concept of the album. So we just chose one. You have to choose one, you know. It could have been anyone, but I mean, we had a strong idea for the video and we just went in and did it in a day or two. And I mean, usually we work when we do things really by ourselves. We record the albums by ourselves, we mix them, we produce them. But I mean, when it came to the video, we had actually, for once, an output. It's one of the members from Cethereal, the old legendary Swedish black metal band, who went in and did it together with us, you know. And because he has a strong dedication and know really how we want it, so it was one of the guys that we really could work with.
Excellent. And then you're on tour right now with Moonspell, The Foreshadowing, Inquisition, and Death, and obviously your own band, Death Wolf. Is that correct? How's that working out?
It's working out well for me. It's great to be able to do 2 shows a night when you're already on the road, you know. So it's just letting the energy loose and just capture the moment.
Excellent. And what's next for Marduk?
I mean, we've been out a lot since we released the last album. We started out actually in Russia. We played in 3 shows in Siberia, on the border to Mongolia. We did 10 more dates in Russia. We've been doing like a 2-month European tour. We've been in the States, we've been in South America, and right now we're working on getting back to Europe. Going to do a lot of summer festivals. We're going to do a Scandinavia tour. We're going to Japan, and we're going back to South America. And it's quite a storm that is coming up, a storm of blood and iron. And after that, we have a few more things, and after that we will be back working on the next album.
Cool, cool. And then finally, do you cook for yourself?
If I what?
Do you cook for yourself?
Yes, it happens occasionally.
Oh, but you're not a big fan of it.
A big fan. It's about time, and I do it. I mean, I don't consider myself maybe some kind of a really exclusive chef or whatever, but I manage to cook for myself.
Do you have a particular dish that is your favorite?
One of the things that I think I do really good is kind of a Russian traditional thing, kind of soup in a way, with the sausages and a lot of vegetables in it, called, don't even remember the name of it, but that's something that I usually do back home.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. And some other things as well. I mean, I don't kind of think of anything specific, but I mean, I cook when I have to.
I understand completely. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Have
My
a great
pleasure.
Show and be safe.
We will. Take care.